Welcome to the KPBSD Volunteer Expectation and Guidelines. We will be going over a few expectation and guidelines for our school district, but please contact your school administrator or school district office if you have any questions or concerns. As a volunteer for our school, you have now become a vital part to the educational team. Some of the goals for this team are to enrich students' learning opportunities, to provide help for individual students, to establish a school and community partnership for quality education, to relieve teachers of some non-instructional tasks, and to enhance all aspects of the educational process. As you work closely with the classroom teacher and school staff, please remember the following. Number 1, please follow the directions of the school staff members. Number 2, be accepting of the direction and suggestions from teachers. Number 3, respect the privacy of teachers and students. Number 4, be understanding of the students. Number 5, seek help from the staff when you need it. Number 6, share ideas and constructive comments with the teacher only. And number 7, acknowledge the teacher is in charge of all discipline and safety. And lastly, please have physical interactions be limited to age-appropriate greetings and positive reinforcement, like high fives. At no time is corporal punishment or physical forcing someone to do something acceptable. Enjoy working with students. Find ways to establish a good rapport with students. Provide help and assistance without doing the work for the students. Show a genuine interest in each student. Accept each student and encourage the best for him or her. Use patience and kindness. Your actions provide a model for students to follow, so be sure to be a positive model at all times. Volunteers are required to be approved volunteers. You can find the application on our district website under the Employees tab. After applying, you're going to receive a confirmation email once your background check has been completed and you are cleared to begin volunteering. Volunteers must reapply every year. Volunteers must sign in and out of an office. Wear school-appropriate attire. Use language that is appropriate for school. Show respect for all staff and students. While at school, please make other arrangements for children who are not yet in school while you are providing volunteer hours. Children not yet enrolled can be a disruption to the learning environment and can encounter unexpected safety hazards while you are paying attention to your volunteer tasks. As a courtesy to our students' learning, please turn off or silence your cell phones. It is not acceptable to take photos or recordings of other people's children, so a cell phone should not generally be out during volunteer time. As of July 1st, 2018, volunteers who interact with children in a public or private school and who volunteer more than 4 hours a week for 4 consecutive weeks or a total of 20 hours a week in any 1 month period are identified as mandatory reporters. This means those volunteers are required to report suspected child abuse or neglect to the local Child Protective Services. Volunteers are always encouraged to also report concerns about students directly to the school's principal or nurse. At no time may a volunteer take it upon him or herself to investigate or question a student about suspected abuse or neglect. That task is absolutely a must to be left in the hands of trained professionals once a report of suspected harm has been made. The school facilities prohibit the use of smoking, vaping, or use of tobacco products on athletic fields, school grounds, or in vehicles that are transporting students or that are owned by the district. No weapons, alcohol, or drugs, this includes marijuana and other legal substances, are permitted on school grounds. Additionally, school equipment and materials may not be used for personal purposes. Use is limited to school purposes and student activities sponsored by the school. FERPA is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. You are to keep information about students confidential. You cannot discuss a student's progress, abilities, or work to anyone. If parents ask about the student's progress, behavior, or skills, suggest in a friendly way that they contact the teacher. The information that you are exposed to while volunteering may not be shared with others, and it absolutely may never be used for personal purposes. Failure to protect the right to confidentiality may limit your opportunities to volunteer in the future. In order to protect our students while also protecting you for potential accusation of inappropriate nature, if you meet a student through volunteering, do not provide childcare for the student, do not initiate social activities with the students, do not take them on private outings, and do not engage in social networking with students. If your child and a child you meet through volunteering wish to socialize outside of the school, please arrange such connections with the parents of the other child as a separate issue from the school. In all communication while you're volunteering, please be sensitive to what school-appropriate language includes and avoids. While avoiding profanity might be obvious to many people, these are other things to avoid when communicating with students or while at school or school events. Number 1, do not make any comments that are based on gender, race, religion, or sexual orientation. Number 2, do not make jokes that belittle or diminish another person. Number 3, do not give students compliments that focus on physical attributes. Number 4, do not make comments or innuendos that are sexual in nature or could be construed as sexual or sexist. And number 5, do not initiate conversation or correspondence of a private and or personal nature with students. In conclusion, volunteers who are committed to helping students be successful are important members of the school team. These individuals are essential to bringing the outside world into the school. Students need contact with individuals who can share experiences and bring other perspective into the classroom. They need adults who can guide them through their learning process. Thank you so much for volunteering.